Hi, I'm Tony Gondola from the New Mexico Museum of Space History in Alamogordo, and I'm excited to bring you the next installment in our From the Vault series. Enjoy! It's hard to know when the Russians lost the race to the moon. The failure of the first attempted launch of the huge N-1 moon rocket on February 21, 1969, was certainly the end of any aspirations to best the U.S. in the moon race, although it could be argued that the race was lost long before that. In any case, the Russians forged on. They may not have beaten the Americans to the space race, but they did have a robust program of robotic exploration of Venus and the Moon. In fact, while Neil and Buzz explored the Sea of Tranquility, Luna 15 was in lunar orbit preparing to land and return a sample of lunar soil to the Earth in an effort to take some of the wind from the sails of a successful Apollo 11 mission. However, this was not to be, as Luna 15 crashed during its landing attempt, just as the Apollo 11 astronauts were wrapping up the historic moonwalk. Luna 15 might not have been a success, but it's an indication of just how capable the Russian program was. Fast forward to early September 1970. The space race was effectively over, but not Russian aspirations to explore the moon, albeit robotically. On the 12th, Luna 16 launched from Baikonur Cosmodrome targeted for a soft landing on the Sea of Fertility some 12 days later. Needing only one mid-course correction, the Luna 16 spacecraft entered a high-inclination lunar orbit at an altitude of 69 miles on September 17th. Over the course of 3 days, Luna 16 studied the lunar gravity field as it lowered its orbit down to just a little over 9 miles. On September 20th, Luna 16 successfully landed at its intended target some 90 miles north of the crater Langrenus. The landing was actually made in the dark, some 60 hours into the long lunar night. Less than an hour after landing, a surface core sample was drilled to a depth of 35 centimeters. The 3.5-ounce core was extracted and placed into the sample container at the top of the lander. A little more than 24 hours after landing, the lander's upper stage launched on a direct ascent flight path that intersected the Earth's atmosphere at a speed of 6.8 miles per second, followed by a soft landing in Kazakhstan. While not the first sample of lunar material to make it back to Earth, it was the first collected robotically, an amazing achievement even for today. The powdery basalt regolith sample was very similar to samples returned by Apollo 12, providing another data point in the world's knowledge of the Moon. However, the story doesn't end there. Nina Koroleva, the wife of the chief designer and director of the Russian space program, was given a small sample from Luna 16 in recognition of the achievements of her late husband. This sample was later sold at auction in 1993 for $442,000. These 3 tiny fragments were sold again in 2018 for $855,000 and are the only known documented lunar samples available for private ownership. While the Russians never managed to put a man on the moon, they have posted many significant achievements in space, including the first soft landing on Venus and the first space station in low Earth orbit. Luna 16 stands out as a landmark mission that furthered the world's knowledge and abilities in the exploration and understanding of the solar system. Well, that about wraps up our latest edition from our From the Vault series. If you have any questions about what you've just seen, feel free to post them here. We'll do our best to get an answer to you as quick as we can. Also, keep an eye on this location for future updates and future installments of the series highlighting our wonderful collection of museum artifacts. For now, stay home, stay safe, stay curious.